All right. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Everybody awake? Thanks, Norman, for his selection of music. He always makes it interesting as well. Good morning to our great group that's online. We see some people going on. I never know who's out there online. Enough for them to register along the way. It is in the, what is today? July 20th? Can you believe it? The 20th of July? Year's going by pretty fast, huh? Or is it just me because I'm getting older? Goes faster as you go older? Huh? I am still in my 40s, just for the record. Okay, awesome. All right, let's jump forward. Who's got something exciting to share today? Good. This is a life by design. Tell us something good that's going on. Could be business, could be personal. Maybe you're getting married, having a kid. I don't know. What do you got? Something fun. You can join online too. Don't be hesitant to jump in. I see Lapita's alive. Yes, Pam. She's got something exciting.
With the assistance of Greg, our awesome marketing person, and Scott Leroy, we got 1,000 contacts put into command.
All right. So we know your database is your business is your database, and you're not very good at data input. So you leverage the resources of the office to get it done for you. Okay. Pretty simple, isn't it? Yes. Yep. Yeah, awesome. That's important. All right, cool. Somebody else. That's a good share. Anybody else online? Feel free to pop up. Somebody's got to have something exciting going on in their world. All right. Brandon's going.
Well, yeah, I have my second closing today.
Second closing of the month today. Good job. Now he's just going to do 2 per month.
That's what I said earlier.
Or 2 per week. I don't want to limit you.
Yeah.
We can go 2 per week.
Okay, 2 per week. What would your world look like? Okay, cool. LaDonna.
I took a class right here in this room to learn about LinkedIn and getting all set up.
Yes.
And that was maybe about 2 months ago.
Uh-huh.
And I have my first closing from that LinkedIn connection today.
So she took a class from LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a platform that works.
Somebody that,
Yeah.
a company that came here to
awesome.
teach us.
Yeah. Came to Keller Williams Southwest for learning. And it actually worked and led to business.
Yes.
Wow. Imagine that. Okay, great. Cool. Oh,
so
we got the same class coming back again. So if you want a deal, get on there and do what you're supposed to do. And it'll leave.
From that company,
Yeah.
to set up my Google business page and all of that. So I'm all set up.
Okay,
Awesome.
fantastic. Okay, cool. Hey, it's not when you do it, it's when you do it. When's the best time? When's the best time to plant a tree?
Now.
Well, 20 years ago
Yeah.
or now. And she did now and it led to something. So good job. It's your journey anyways, right? We're all on our own journeys as long as we're moving forward. All right, anybody else? Online? Anybody got something exciting? No, Chris? Any vacations? Anything? Oh, he booked his.
Booked my hotel for Mega Camp. Can't wait to go learn and go to the patent title event that they're hosting.
All right, cool.
Everyone
Awesome.
else should
Mega
join the
Agent Camp's
same.
coming up in Austin. Still some great hotels available. Yes, cool.
I'm not the only
All
one
right, cool.
going.
All right, anybody else?
I'm the only sad one that.
All right, we'll jump ahead and let's go. Let's roll in. We got 2 things today, but here's a little showcase of some classes that are coming up. Oh, speaking of Mega Agent Camp, here we go. All right, Norman, play it.
You guys ready? Let's go.
All right, 2 days, 1 stage, 1 location. It's a lot of fun. Chris will be there. That's enough for you to get your ticket right away. And Namesh, and I will be there as well. All right, cool. Let's move along. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Norman? We gotta listen to it again? All right, good. There you go. There's the registration. Jump online. Here's the cost in person. You can do it virtually as well. Oh, QR code. You know what those are? Anybody need any help? If you want to scan to get connect the wrong way. Any one of these works, by the way. You don't have to be this green. Yes. All right. I'll move over to the side. All right. We our summer team meetings, we go off location 3 times. The first time we went on off site, where did we go? Harvest Green. Not you, Barbie. You're not supposed to answer. You get paid to answer. Tomorrow, next week, next Wednesday, we will not be here. We will be where? In Veranda. Yeah, and then we will have our final one in a place far, far away called Sienna. I'm just kidding. That's my joke. Oh yeah, you got some people live there. I get it. We're still on this side of town, right? Okay, so next week, join us at Veranda and Perry Homes. Great neighborhood, get good information, and just to mix it up a little bit over the summer months. Okay. Yes. You can. 59 South. 59 South, like you're going to the Fort Bend. If you gotten jury summons and you have to go in Fort Bend, he would go past Veranda. Anybody got a jury summons in Fort Bend? Yes, at the new courthouse. It's on that way. Oh gosh, we don't need to know about it. You got anything wise to share? All right, here comes the mesh.
Just one slide. Cool. So adding on to the classes and learning opportunities coming up. You want to flip one? Homeward is a new partner of ours in the office, and they have a strategy for you to be able to convert. It's initially convert into clients. So there's an additional tool in your tool belt, and they'd love for you to talk to you about it, how to show you how you can lead generate using it. Okay, so we have 3 opportunities coming up for you guys. First one is this Friday on Zoom at 10 a.m. Again, next Wednesday at 6 p.m. We have an evening session on it if that works for your schedule. Again, Zoom. And then next Wednesday, I'm sorry, not next Wednesday, we're off site. On August 10th, 30 minutes after the team meeting lunch, is going to be in the training room and on Zoom for you as well. All right, they'll again help you through and walk you through strategies on using their services to lead generate and to convert. All right, so please try to make one of those work for your schedule. Cool, thank you.
Okay, great.
All right.
Verna?
Yep. So again, offsite team meeting on the 27th. So next week at Veranda. So you guys come see us out there. We have some other training opportunities coming up. Majestic Title is teaching about farm and ranch contracts. So that's happening next Wednesday in the morning. So before we go offsite. And finally, our BBL moment. I did have a thing, but I always get it to Norman in time. So that's all right. So do y'all remember what BBL was for?
Everybody.
Building brand
lesson. Yes, this is a building brand lesson, and it does require you to lift your booty and get to work, right? And so for your building brand lesson, last week we talked about Instagram and putting videos on Instagram and utilizing that. So we were talking about the message. Well, the method in which you deliver that message is important, but how often you deliver that message is important as well, and who. So a lot of y'all want to spend some time on social media, but really we need to find the motivated and find those people who already know, like, and trust us. So that means your database. And there's 4 laws in that database. You got to build the database. We all have one, right? So we should be utilizing it. You have to feed it every day, systematically communicate to it, and then service all your leads. So let's go back to the third one, systematically communicating. The same videos that you're using to post on your social media, you can also utilize that to send to your clients or your prospects. And you should be communicating at least to 2 people per day. That's within your database. So send those videos to them. It will take them by surprise. They will almost always click it. It is effective. And that's my video for the day.
All right, cool. And if you need help building it and you have the contacts, right? We have leverage for that, right, Pam? Take advantage of it. You don't have to do it yourself. There is an easy button. You got to have the names. Oh, look at that. I'm on today. All right, here we go. Let's have a little fun. Yes. For what? For if you have your contacts and you want to get it into command, right? We leverage, you can go to Norman. He'll connect you with also Scott Leroy, and we'll partner together to do it with you. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the market a little bit, right? And we hear this thing called a shift. What is a shift? This will be interactive at this point. You can join in online. What's a shift? Have you heard the word shift? There's a change in direction in what? The market. What does that mean? Huh? What does it mean? Oh, I didn't hear. Okay, a shift. Oh, LaDonna said a shift in the market is less. There'll be licensed real estate, which we're at an all-time rate of licensed agents in our industry. Some of them will be getting out of the industry. What else does a shift mean? All right, go ahead.
It's going to go in a different direction. So like if the market was going down, then it's going to go up. If it's going from a buyer's market to a seller's market, it's just going to shift in the opposite direction.
So we could shift to a seller's market, to a balanced market, ultimately can go to a buyer's market.
And she's not even with our office
right.
yet.
And it's in here. It's in the book too, by the way, if you haven't read it. It talks about those two things specifically. Yes. Pam.
I always have an answer. Well, the market's always shifting. It's just which direction and what is shifting. Right now, we have a shift in interest rates, which is causing a shift in days on market.
Yeah.
We still have an unbalanced inventory.
Yep.
So a shift is pretty much what's going on today.
Yep. Okay. Of course you can answer as long as it's good.
Well, it's
What's
also,
the shift? Yeah.
All those things they said is completely true.
Sure.
But what it means to us as an individual agent is we also have to shift to go along with what's going on in the market. So whatever you were doing, where you got used to, having a listing and going under contract right away, you kind of have to go back to working a little bit harder to get that one under contract.
Yeah.
And you have to work harder to get everything done. So you have to double down on your activities to lead generate. Shift also means that to us.
Yeah. Yeah. First, there's an outlook on the market and how we respond to that market goes forward. Yes, go ahead. Is somebody jumping online? We take Insight Online if it's somebody.
A different opportunity.
Yeah, it is a different opportunity. There's plenty of opportunity out there. We will show you some opportunity. An opportunity doesn't go away. It what? It goes to somebody else, by the way. Like Brandon had a couple of closings. That was somebody else's and he grabbed them, right? It didn't go to somebody else. He just needs to go get his unfair share. All right, here we go. I want to share some numbers with you, but I'm going to give you work. Everybody got a piece of paper or something to write on, even if it's a tablet. I want you to listen to these numbers, and you're an economist of choice. How would you take these numbers, something that might be a little complex, and simplify it in a way that we could educate the consumer? So here is a snapshot I took. I use a software called Broker Metrics. All it is pulling from a local or MLS, right? And it puts it in a way, but the data is all accessible to you. By the way, we have these reports that come out that Barbara can set you up for any zip code. What are the name of the reports? Alto's Market Update Report. You have more data at your disposal, but we got to be able to break this down. So this is looking at the greater Fort Bend area, right? And I'm looking at just months supply of inventory, right? And it's a snapshot of what our month supply of inventory. What is month supply of inventory? Talk to me like I'm a kindergartner. What's the month supply of inventory? Okay.
The number of active listings.
That's meaning that if there were no more no more homes came on the market, theoretically, this is how much they would all be up that we would be at zero. You're like, well, it would never be at zero because that house is never going to sell. No, just in theory. So month supply of inventory over the time. And so in last June, 2 years ago in June, it was at 2.3. That's still what we consider a what? A seller's market, right? And we address that as we move forward, right? 3 months or less is a seller's market, okay? And so as we move through this, right, you can see the changes over to time. And of last June, right, it was at 4.7. So our inventory is what? Increasing. In some neighborhoods, it still feels like a seller's market, but we are moving into a balanced market. And here's the reality. It's like a pendulum. It doesn't go to a balanced market and stop. It will swing over to what we consider a buyer's market. You're like, Chad, you could be wrong. Well, if everything we talk about and I'm wrong and it swings back around, then so be it. We did some great activities along the way and we'll be fine. This is greater for Ben. All properties, all types. You could break this down and look at Sugar Land, Missouri City, Richmond, Rosenberg. But I just want you to know is, hey, over the course of this, right? We went to last summer, we were about 1.1 months of inventory, and today we sit on 4.7. That would be data that I would share. It's a specific number in all of Fort Bend. We've seen, right, a significant increase in month supply of inventory. And as an economist of choice, I'm telling you, it's only going to go what? Up. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of those cases. Okay, that's one powerful slide. Okay, here's another slide. This is all Fort Bend. I'm really simplifying this along the way. This is over a 2-year snapshot. The red would be, and I'll read some of these number 2s, for sale, right? The blue is under contract, and the green are units sold. So if we look at a snapshot over 2 years, because we always kind of want to look over a snapshot, you can see how our for sale is. We have more properties in Fort Bend County for sale than we've had in the last 2 years, period. We went over 2 years from 3,100 to over 3,600, meaning that, are there listings out there? Yeah, right? Right now, for sale in Fort Bend County, they're 3,696. There were 30,696 opportunities. How many of those did you get? Not enough. Our office didn't get enough. Remember, opportunity doesn't go away. It went to somebody else. Don't let it go to our competitor. You go get your unfair share. So there's plenty of opportunity for all of us. Okay. Under contract over the last, in June of 21, it was a little over 1,200. Now it's under 1,000. That's what you're feeling, by the way. Okay. And then for the solds was 1,300 2 years ago. It's about 1,046 in the month of June. Now you look at this in two different ways. There's 1,046 closings that occurred on MLS. It's not even counting things that are not. You live in an area that had 1,000 closings. That's not even considering Houston or other areas. I'm just talking about the area that we live in. 1,000. So there's plenty of what? Plenty of opportunity for everyone, by the way, still in this market. But you're feeling a little bit of the percentage change over time. In fact, over 2 years, the fact that change is close to 20%, June to June over 2 years. Remember, this June was really pretty strong because, right, we were still in this little crazy pandemic, whatever you want to describe it as. And interest rates were really, really low. Dale will share something about interest rates we really need to pay attention to. All right. This is a cool one, right? We look at median price. Why do we look at median price compared to maybe an average sales price? Come on, you guys are economists of choice, or maybe you use average price. I'm okay, either one. But why would we pay attention to it? Yeah, that's correct. An average price point, some of your extreme properties can really affect it. The median will really hone you in on really what's going on with price. So, yeah. Yeah, what is median? Yeah, that's what you learn really fast. Yes.
The average takes everything and then divides it equally.
Yeah.
The median takes everything and goes, where is the middle?
Yeah. And I think it's a pretty good, accurate number, right? So in June of 21, the median price was 332. Last month, it was 389, a difference of 17.2% increase in median in our area. Pretty good increase, by the way. How much real estate did you own that you could have taken advantage of that? And if not, it's okay. It's not to beat you up. Jump into it now. Because time, if you listen to Ross McKeithron on the investor piece that he talked a little bit, these are things that I heard him say loud and clear, is when he goes look at an investment property, he's always going to look for under the median price in any area. And he also loves, if I can cash flow $300 a month, it's a no-brainer. He'll go grab it. And if he messes up, right, he maybe not made the best decision, what did he say? Hold on to it, because time is his friend. All of our friends, by the way. Man, that is so solid advice, by the way. And it's so simple, isn't it? It is that simple. That's what the profound. All right, let's keep jumping ahead here. All right. This is kind of an interesting one. Well, this looks like our days on market. Somebody, I think, already said our days on markets are what? Yeah, and it's increasing. Our days on market. So this looks at properties that are 0 to 90 days on market, properties that are 91 to 180, and some that are 181. And each one of those, the percentage change of properties that are staying on the market longer, each one of them are significant. The 180, now we had 214. You can call them whatever you want, not priced right. The dogs, the ones that won't move. We were at 214 2 years ago. Now we're at 255. Right? And the one on 90, we have an increase in that too. But then we're just seeing the ones, the properties that were really not in the market, they're just staying on there longer. And you'll see some of those. And I'll share a slide with you that is really important to realize. Okay. So let's go back and recap this, because these are numbers I think you should be able to tell. They should be in every conversation and presentation that you have, and you can add more, right? First is month supply of inventory, right? I would really understand where we're going with this and understand the significance of us moving forward. Keep tracking it, especially your neighborhood. You're going to be the local expert. The next one is look at the increase. We have more properties coming on the market. Less are going under contract, less are going for sale. But there's still plenty of them, right? We priced the home right and have it in the best condition. Will it sell in any market? That turnkey property priced right will always move. Right? We look at our median price, it's going up. And we have to be realistic at this price, because we have sellers that think it going, oh, I see everybody's going up. Somebody said, this was a direct text that Andy got. And she goes, how much should I expect over list price? Was what the seller said. And we go, how do you even, how would you answer that? Right? It's not a number. There's lots of terms to look at. Where did you price it at to start with? I mean, there's so many factors to go into it. Okay, this is one of my, yes.
Sellers.
Yeah.
We got a lot of sellers that are thinking history. And market here, but they're only hurting themselves.
Yeah, well, this is one of my favorite slides. And this showed up, this is from the shift book. And this is the cost of overpricing in a shifted market. and a seller that's not telling them the truth, and they hear on perception that their neighbor got 5 offers and multiples were over list price. And Jack just said, yeah, that occurred 6 months ago, and we can't base everything that we're doing based on that information, because things have shifted and changed. The biggest is interest rates have changed, right? That's the biggest. So here's this is a top producer who came to my office, and these were the exact conversation we had, okay? Price the property at $790. Knew and tried to convince the seller it was overpriced. The seller says, nope, this is what we want to do. You might have this show up. So they said, let's give it a shot. Was overpriced. Had 2 showings. One of the showings made an offer at $740. The seller goes, no way, it's not even close. I'm not even going to counter. This is a real story. Chad doesn't he makes up some stuff, not this story. Okay. There's a show that I'm watching. It says Inventing Anna or whatever. It's on Netflix and doing it. And what's the showing that they have? This is based on a true story, except the parts that are made up. It's a quote. Anyways, if you've seen the movie, it's funny. But anyways, this is not a made up. This is the true parts, right? So we're $790, get with $740, didn't even counter and just went, don't even want it. Showings dried up. No more showings are happening. We're at 2. You have priced the market too high. Then the seller goes, okay, maybe we need to go back. Contact the buyer. And the buyer's what? Long gone. Already got a property, right? The property now sits on the market for $719. Guess what? No showings. So I asked the agent, where would you need to price this property that you know it would move? And she said, probably 685. So you get that's why these conversations of telling sellers where we are is we have to hit the market right. We got to get in the best possible condition. And when we get an offer, right, that first offer is typically what research would tell you. Pam, you've been doing a lot. The first offer is the best and the strongest offer. You want to make it. Now we get some outliers who somebody throws in we know those. We're talking about serious offers. And this is a slide that I would have, and they're going to continue to. And so when days on market increases, right? Top people have been in this business, days on market increasing, and you have a price reduction. What's the perception you are now giving? Something's wrong with the house, or we're going to get a deal out of it, and it will cost the seller significant money. Yes.
What about when you are looking at market data?
Yeah.
That actually supports a price point. When you're looking at market data that actually supports a price point.
Yep.
I think Kimbra mentioned something strategically about kind of looking back at the pendings and making calls. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, great. So, and anybody else can chime into this, is who are we in competition with? Yeah, the active market. So we got to say, how many people are actually on the market and who are we competing with? Yeah, this is the comps, what's happened in the past, but let's look at who we're competing with. And there are actually tools that we can look at to see how many showings are occurring on those other market. How many pools of buyers that we're looking at? Pam, add to it.
Yeah, we have a house on the market right now where the sold comps justified the list price. However, a neighborhood just across the street came on the market yesterday or the day before that's $30,000 less.
Yeah.
We adjusted our price.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're just selling the other house.
Yeah. Yep. So a skill that we're going to have to get really good at, because remember, we're moving from a speed base to a skill based market, right? If I walk around and talk to our top people, what are they doing right now? They're actually licking their chops because they're like, oh, this is a market where I can shine, because I'm going to be willing to have those conversations and I'm going to be truthful. And if somebody wants to price it here, they might not even take the listing. And I'll catch you on the rebound when you don't sell it, and I'll be the second person and I'll show back up when it doesn't sell. You're going to see more of those where you're the second or maybe third person who gets a list of property. And that's when you show up because they didn't listen to the first or second agent, but they'll listen to you. Be in that slot too. But don't, if they're not going to listen to you and you tell them the truth, we got to look what's competent. In every neighborhood, I'll speak specifically to the neighborhood I live in. If I wanted to sell my property and really hit it at a strong market, I can have it because I know it's active on and there's still a pool of buyers that are competitive and they're waking, but it's not getting replenished with a whole nother group of them. So we're still having some places where we do get over asked and we do have multiple buyers looking, but those buyers are diminishing. And Dale's going to share with us, the feds are going to be meeting at the end of the month. And guess what they want to do? By how much? Yeah, it could be up to a whole percentage point, by the way. A whole percentage point. Study it, know it, understanding it. You can't create buyer urgency right now. They need a home and get into it. When are you going to convert it? Right? And remember, here's a cool little slide to look at. This comes in the shift book. Remember, this was written, and you can kind of look at when the people say, do you have a buyer that says, I'm going to wait for the crash? You have anybody that says that? Okay, they're saying it, by the way. If they're not saying it to you, you're not having enough conversations, by the way. I'll just wait and see what happens. These are the same people that says before the pandemic, they said they'd wait too to see what happens. How are they doing right now? Right? Now, just a simple rule. This where some of you got to really get into monthly payments, what people can afford, where can we increase? So if you say, hey, this is a simple slide. You go, all right, home price is 200,000. Simple math, right? If your interest rate was 6, remember why'd they use 6? Because that was normal back then. I refinanced for 2.75 and I felt like they were giving money away. We might not ever see that in our lifetime again, right? We just might not. That was so unusual. Some of you got in the industry going, that's just the way it should be. No, remember, historically, we still sit in a good spot, right? So if your interest rates with here would be your money. Oh, I'm going to wait till the market shifts and drops. Okay, here it is. Oh, interest rates are on the rise. They're going to continue to rise, by the way. That's another conversation. Here it is, and there's your monthly payment. Then it drops even more, but the interest rate goes up, and look at your payment. Get people in these conversations. Even if, right, if they buy a home and it takes a little dip, right, it can flow over time. Time will be our friend. And do we really understand this? Can we explain it and articulate it? And I will challenge you. You go, well, I understand that. I get it. And I go, all I have to do, if you really got it, is in 10 years, I look at your net worth. And I can tell you if you really get this conversation. Me too, by the way. I'm on the journey with you. Because I can tell you about properties that increase that are in my portfolio. And I go, only if I had 10 of those. And what's the loan product that Dale and AMCAP came and talked to us about? Investing, the investing product. What's the product? Not based on your income. It's based on the rental income. Right? Yes, you have to put money down. Yes, you have to have credit. But boy, that's an opportunity to walk through this as well. And if we can get it to cash flow, do it all day long. Because rent's going to go up. It's going to go up as well. Okay, let's go with the one other fundamental rule, and then we'll jump into inflation. Why the rise in interest rate? Why does our federal government care about inflation? Okay, he says wealth gap. Tell me more. I mean, inflation is super out of control. Yes, tell us.
When inflation goes up, the price of everything goes up. So that milk jug that was $2.50 is going to be $3.50.
Okay.
And if you don't curb it by stopping people from buying, which is why the rates go up, basically the rates are going to keep going up until they can keep people from buying and buying to reduce the inflation. So as inflation goes up, that milk's going to keep going up, and then people aren't going to be able to afford as many things. Like if you've noticed when you go to the grocery store, that $100 bill is now a $130 bill.
Yeah.
So
but my question to you is, what's the government care? Go ahead. How'd you answer that?
So why does the government care about the inflation? Well, they want our votes, don't they? That's a big thing. Yeah, but it also, they've pumped so much money into the system because of all the stimulus checks and all that stuff. They know that that's what they did, so they have to curb the inflation that they've caused. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's simplify this very much. We live in a democracy, because what you just said, if you were in a dictatorship, right, they could care less. And that is true. A democracy, and this is both sides of the aisle, right? They care because it will create a huge gap between the have and have nots, the wealthy and the non-wealthy, right? So it's one lever is interest rates. And I've read article, Dale and I sat in there with the chairman, and he goes, I really have no confidence this is going to work. And you're like, oh my gosh. Them increasing, it's just the one thing that they can mess with. By the way, our government, right, owns or investor in 30% of the stock market. So they can manipulate that. I don't know if manipulation is the best word, is another lever that they can use along the way. So we have, and it's just like anything else. Gary Keller's quote says, this is them like trying to land a plane on a needle. They are not going to get it right, and they'll say as such. So we have to understand fundamental things along the way, right? And be truthful in our conversations with people and be really honest with this. And this is on this other side. It's going to be a little bit of it's going to be an interesting ride. We're going to experience some turbulence now, but everyone needs a place to live. That's never going to change, right? We're still in a great area in Texas. Texas, report after report will tell you we live in one of the most stable economies in our country, right? So we're in a fantastic spot. We'll figure out what they're doing with this oil and gas stuff. That's another conversation too. Are you paying attention to this and being the economist of choice? Can you simplify this in ways and terms that we can get to that seller and be truthful with them? Because if we don't price this right and get it in the right condition, it's going to cost them significant money, by the way. And we have this thing called in our industry called stagers. Anybody know what a stager is? I'm being a little obnoxious. I guess I was guilty of that at a young age. This is a person that comes out to make sure that the house they'll use furniture really features all the great things in the home. In a speed-based market, some of you are like, close enough. We'll throw it on this price. We'll throw it on in this condition. And what happened? Still sold, right? This is where skills, language, expertise comes into it. And I'm kind of excited about it, by the way. Remember, we got to get real, get right. Tactic number one in shift. I hope your mindset is, I'm all in this. I'm going to kick some behind.
Chad, I want to say that is how we kind of find the motivated. If you go back to how I started, we started this team meeting, I talked about video and you utilizing video to teach the market. If you're going to be the skill-based person, you need to communicate that story out in the market through video, which is easy, right? We know that's what's happening, so that the motivator will seek you out because they know that they need to have a skill-based person there.
Or you could just put a post and says, months on supplies went from here to here, right?
Yep.
Days on markets and properties, 180 days or more went from here to here. Here are the sold opportunities, still opportunity. We're not scaring anybody, but we got to be truthful. Okay, and then we're going to jump to our awards, and I got one last quote to read. This is page 49, and this is what it says. Soppin kind of hit on this. As leads become fewer, right? Leads do become fewer. You must recognize the situation and be more concentrated on your efforts to generate them. You cannot sit back. You must be more rigorous and resolute in your lead generation than ever before, and more so than anyone else. In fact, now's the time to shift your lead generation activities into the highest gear possible. The cause and challenge is the simple is one word. It's motivation. You got to go find the motivation. And it's very fundamental. We go back to the fundamentals. Your best place for leads is where? Your database, right? Relationships matter. Get in relationships and conversation with your database as fast as you can. It's going to hold you together. If you have a relationship and you give them good information and they trust you, they're just going to move faster. If somebody's going to go through a divorce, I just use this as a story. They're not going to go, I don't love you anymore, but let's wait till the market gets better before we sell. Said no one ever. Yeah. Good. Yeah, there is always an outlier, right? Because remember, people move because of life transitions. And at the end of the day, we look at the monthly payments. I go back to the interest rate, which is fascinating. I watch this and I get the raise of interest rate because you want to eliminate the gap, right? But yet the raise of interest rate, who does it hurt the most right now? Those entry level people coming in, the school teacher, the nerd. I'm passionate about those people, right? Those are the ones that hurt the most, and it can block them out. Yep. Everyone needs a place to live. There's plenty of opportunity. If you don't take advantage of it, it'll go to somebody else. Your greatest opportunity is in your database. And some of the biggest producers in Keller Williams, right, jumped in this industry in 2007 and 8, and they didn't know any better. And they built a really big business, because what you gain in the shift in market share, you never give back to anybody. It's yours. But once you lose, if you don't go to work, somebody else will grab it and you don't get it back. Okay. Thoughts? Excitement? Oh, I'm going to keep preaching it. It's a great opportunity for you as well. And our area is going to continue to grow. I could go slide after slide of business and things that are coming to our industry. We're in such a great spot in Fort Bend County, by the way, right? And we have a lot more land to go develop on. And people are still going to continue to move here because we have jobs, right? We're going to feel that a little bit, right? It's going to be a little bit tougher in some areas, but have your money ready because there'll be some opportunities too. And we got a product for you for investors. Teach it to others and use it yourself, because you can cash flow some properties. Okay, that's all I got. All right, you ready for awards? All right, we had some people that sold some real estate last month. We love to recognize them because there's plenty of opportunity. And so Chris is still hanging along, by the way.
This will be the last time you
Oh,
get a dual awards presentation.
Dual awards, yes.
Dual. Okay, so and I love recognizing our agents. So these are the agents that took advantage of the opportunity last month and the month before, and now they're showing up on our award slides. So recognizing our individuals for listing units. In first place, we have Mr. Robbie Yansky at 8 listed units. Followed a tie for second with Kitty Valence, one of our newer agents, came in from Compass, and Sarah Hanif with 4 listed units. And then a tie for third place with Candace Warner, Justin Crosby, and Mona Knows Homes team with 3 units.
All right, awesome.
And the next slide here, we got our teams. Kimber V team in first place with 6 listed units, followed by the Diaz team with 5, and a tie between the Home Coach group, the Pam Shockey team, the Investor group with 3. Congratulations, guys. And
good work,
thank
good work.
you. Yeah, too excited. And then our top groups, we have the Audra O'Neill team leading the way with 10 listed units in the month of June, followed by the BNP team at 7, SIA group with 6, and the Kathy Stubbs team with 4.
Awesome.
Woo-hoo. And then we got our listing units individuals, Kitty Valence, first place with 2.7 million in listed volume, followed by Rachel Brannon. Way to go, Rachel, 2.2 million. Woo-hoo. She's a newer name on here. Followed by Justin Crosby. I call him Mr. Mysterious because you can't find his picture anywhere online. Yeah. He did come into the office the other day, believe it or not. Yeah. No, but he's making it work, right? Third place with over 2 million listed volume, Robbie Yansky, and fourth with 1.8, and Sarah Hanif with 1.6.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Get the units, the volume comes.
That's right. That's right. Volume follows. In our top teams, the home coach group leading the way with 2.7 in listed volume, 2.7 million. Kimbra V team in second with 2.6 million. We have the Diaz team with 2.1, the Pam Shockey team with over 2, and the investor group with 1.5. Way to go to our top teams. And then our
Team, what is a team? Tell us.
a team is 2 producing associates.
Okay, good.
So if you're an individual and you have a licensed assistant, you're still counted as an individual because they're not 2 producing. Our top groups, which is 3 or more producing associates, we have the Audra O'Neill team in first place with 4.5 million in listed volume. Way to go, Audra. The BMP team with 4.1 million in listed volume. Kathy Stubbs team with 2.3 million. The SIA group also with 2.3 million. I think they were beat out just by about $12,000 or $13,000 in listed volume. Oh, that was close. And then rounding out the field with the Baker team in 5th place.
Awesome.
So
All right, good
congratulations
job.
to our
Go
top
groups.
groups. And then if you list them, next thing we celebrate is your closings. So our top individuals for closed units, leading the way, Miss Sharon Parker with 10 closed units.
10.
Woo! Way to go, Sharon. Followed by a tie between Sahar Khatib and Lupita Decal with 8 closed units.
All right.
Woo,
Good job,
woo.
Sahar. Lupita, she's online. Good job, Lupita.
Woo, woo, way to go, Lupita. And then another tie for 3rd place, we have Angela McDaniel, who's here today.
All right,
Woo,
Angela,
woo.
our presence.
That's right, Eden T and Ravi Yansky. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
And then our top teams. In first place, we have the investor group with 13 closed units, followed by the Diaz team at 12, Kimbra V team at 11, has a close race, and the ambassador real estate group, which is Serena Chu with 9, and the day team, Mike and Linda with 4.
Okay,
Congratulations to our top teams.
Yes.
And then our top groups, we got the Audra O'Neill team with a whopping 19 closed units. Whew. Keeping their TC busy over there. Followed by the SIA group with 17 closed units, the BMP team with 10, and the Kathy Stubbs team with 7.
Okay.
Woo!
Awesome. Good
Moving
numbers.
on to our adjusted closed volume. Remember, adjusted closed volume is based on GCI. It's based on 3% commission. So if you're giving concessions, it brings your adjusted volume down. If you're getting bonuses, it brings it up. Even playing field. So in first place, with adjusted closed volume of 2.3 million, we have Sahar Khatib, followed by Gloria Ilachanwu with 2.2 million. Melanie Horn in 3rd place with over 2 million, 2,065,000, followed by Sharon Parker with 2,039,000, very close there. And 5th place, Robbie Yansky with 2,010,000. So doing some good numbers here. Way to go, yeah. And then our top teams, we got Kimbra V team leading the way with 3.7 million in adjusted closed volume. The investor group with 2.8 million. The ambassador real estate group, that's Serena Chu with 1.3 million. The Diaz team just under them, 1.3 million. And Team Avon, Jack Avon, just under a million. Way to go. And then we got our top groups, Audra O'Neill team with 5.8 million in adjusted closed volume, followed by Kathy Stubbs team at 3.6, the BMP team with 2.5, and the SIA group with 2.2.
Awesome.
Yeah, way to go. And then we got our Triple Crown Award, one of my personal favorites. To qualify for Triple Crown, you have to be an individual agent, and you have to have 3 or more closings, leases don't count, in the same month. So look at all these lovely faces on here. We got Brad Countryman who's here today. Woo, Brad! We also have Seema Dalvandi, Lupita. Way to go, Lupita.
There you go.
We got Sahar Khatib, Sharon Parker. Woo, Sharon.
3's not there. Yes.
Melanie Horn. Oh, no, so yesterday, right?
Yes.
Melanie Horn, Robbie Yansky, Rima Malholtra. I don't think Rima's here today.
Rima, good job.
Way to go, Rima. LaDonna
Way to go,
Parker, Miss
LaDonna.
LaDonna.
Woo.
Woo! And Sapna Patel. Way to go, Sapna.
Way to go, Sapna. She's like 3, whatever. Yes.
Just blow through that. Of course, when we're closing, we cap. So we like to recognize our cappers. We had a lot of cappers last month.
Awesome.
I think it was 10 cappers.
Okay.
Way to go, Kareem.
Yeah,
Capping
go,
last
Kareem.
month. Woo-woo! Also, Gloria
Way to go, Gloria.
Ilachanwu. Way to go, Gloria. Tanisha Foster, way to go. We featured her last week on the call. Dual
awesome.
career agent, capping, first year. Way to go. That's very impressive. Serena Chu also capped last month. Congratulations, Serena. Melanie Horn capped. Abish Sidwani. We also have Mona Parikh, Liz Guevara Backman, Marta Mohan, and last but not least, Seema Delvandi.
Awesome.
So, whoo, I get excited when I see all those cappers. All right, celebrating the first listings with Keller Williams, we have Ida Kovic.
Awesome.
Kovic.
Yes.
We also have David Dozier. Way to go, David. Woo woo. We have Jessica Ned, her first listing with Keller Williams. Way to go, Jessica. Karen Jackson with her first with
Awesome,
KW.
Karen.
Kitty, not her first listing, but
Not at
first
all.
with KW. Way to go,
The
Kitty.
most important listing.
That's
Yes.
right. And Miriam Tashakori. Congratulations.
All right. Good work. Love
And then
that.
also celebrating first closing, which is not least, but first closing. Alicia Griffin, way to go. Woo! And just so you know,
First of many, right? Yes.
yeah, and Alicia's been working hard.
Yes.
She's been kicking booty. So good job,
job.
Alicia. We also got Danielle Murdoch with her first closing.
Awesome.
Way to go, Danielle. We have Louise Turner with her first closing with KW. Also with KW, Mr. Gerald Smith. Congratulations. John Sanchez, his first closing with Keller Williams.
Good job.
Majid Akhtar, congratulations.
Yeah.
There he is. Way to go. And then also Michael Chatou, congratulations.
Yes. Awesome.
And Rachel Stevens, congratulations on your first closing with KW.
We cheer for people louder because they're in presence. So we know they're here.
That's
We don't have
right.
favorites. Yeah, we do. Our favorites are people who show up
That's
here.
right.
Yes.
You're our favorites. You
Yes,
came to
yes.
the meeting. We also like to celebrate our Kellerversaries. We know that as real estate agents, you have the choice to do business with any brokerage, and you are invited many times a week by many brokerages. And we are so honored and privileged when you continue to decide to do business with us. And we just love every single one of our agents. So to celebrate the Kellerversaries here, we have first year, Maria Ariaza, Tabitha Brish, Brad Countryman, woohoo Brad, Travis Ford, Saif Habib, George Iariube. There
I
we
think she's
go.
doing pretty good.
Mohammed Masroor Raymond, Giselle Meyer, Renee Moten, Dion Parker,
Yeah,
first year.
1
Woo-hoo.
year.
1 year, Nilda Salinas, and that's all of our first year. Second year, I got my hubby, Daniel Ailes, one of my personal
Yeah, there you
favorites. We got Bong Yu Choi, Michelle Montgomery, Daniel Murdoch, Jade Pete, Junlin Yang, and Azam Hulays. That's on the YA team with Yuman Kuta.
Okay,
That's
okay,
her husband. 3 years, we have Sandra Cervantes, Mackenzie Kern, she's on the Baker team. Sita Moore, Daniel Stein, and Tamika Scott. 4 years, we have Lawrence Dupas, PJ Jaya Prakash on the Audra O'Neill team. Felicia Reimer, Renike Serbakti, Lucy Tenende, Nikki Barker, our very own
Wow,
4
4
years.
years.
Woo-hoo! Way to go, Nikki. We also have Murtis Turner at 5 years.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
Murtis, 5
Murtis.
years.
We love you. Myrna Sharp at 7 years. Congratulations, Myrna. Woo woo. And I don't know who this next person
8
is. I'm just gonna
years.
skip this one.
NCA. Yes.
8 years and 5 kids later.
Yes.
And then we got Charisse Fruget and Brandon McClarty celebrating 9 years. We have Lupita Decal. Woo, Lupita! Way to go. And Shirley Thornton, 10 years. Rosie Moore and Miss LaDonna
Lana Parker, 10
Woo,
years.
woo. And then 12 years, we have Al Khatri. Way to go, Al.
Yeah.
13 years, Carla Alas on the Kimbra V team.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Carla. Kathy Stubbs, 21 years with Keller Williams, combined 21 years. And then Christine Fuentes,
20.
a whopping 23 years with Keller Williams.
There you
Wow.
go. Awesome.
Thank you so much. And then we have one more award today that's a little out of the usual, but we wanted to recognize it. Some of you may know that our ALC headed up a listing contest between the months of April and June. And I wanted to recognize our listing contest leaders. Could I have Sapna, Corinne, Sharon, and Pam come up to the desk, please, so I can recognize you? So our ALC, just so you know, they are hard at work and they are constantly looking for ways to pour back into the office and to support the agents here. One of their top goals is to take our agents that have not capped yet and to get them to capping, and then to help our agents that are at that capping level continue to increase in business. So come on up here. So I just wanted to make sure and recognize all of these ladies. They were leading. Did I miss anybody leading the teams?
Aura and Zoom.
Aura. Okay, Aura was also a leader. She's participating on Zoom, but they were leading the listing teams, bringing along. And Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia.
Contreras.
Where's Cynthia?
Cynthia also. They were leading teams to help our agents get more listings, which is awesome. So I want to say thank you to all of you. We did have a little bit of a contest. I was going to share the results here. We had our first listing winner, Miss Sharon Parker, with 25 points. To get points, you had to list it. If it went under pending, you got another point, and if it closed, you got another point. So she had 25 points. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then our GCI winner with 250, I wrote it down, 258,000 in GCI. We had Sapna Patel in those 3 months.
She already won.
Yay, Sapna.
All right.
And yay, Pam. And yay, Sharon.
And who? What? I heard
I'm just saying yay to everybody.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And we had some sponsors I want to recognize for this contest. Patent Title was one of the sponsors. We also had Majestic Title and Charter Title. And I think there were some little gifts that we wanted to present. Oh, yeah.
Good work, good work.
How do we get the GCI in there? Oh, there.
Well, I wanted to
I'm
say
just asking.
something to my girl Sharon, who I'm
Oh,
going to
okay.
present this to. I love good challenges and I love good competition. It's just fun because basically, if you do not raise your eyes, you'll always think you're at your highest point.
Wow.
So sometimes you have to think outside the box. You have to raise your eyes and see, you know what? This isn't it. I can go up here. So to Sharon Parker, my gem, who does business with Patent Title and is an amazing agent to her clients, I get to see exactly, you know, what kind of great realtor you are and everything you do for your clients. So this is what I thought, because you had your backyard redone and your patio and stuff like that. So I got you a Bose, big Bose speaker.
DJ will be playing that.
Yeah,
by the pool. Is that
Because
here
you
pool
did
party?
mention
While
that you
Sharon's
have-
working.
Well, I'm working.
You
right.
mentioned the pool party, so I'm
Yeah.
waiting for it. So
Oh,
really
okay.
we love you. I love
Thank
you, Sharon.
I also want to say something about Sharon. Sharon was the person on the team who's always like, let's keep going, let's finish this. She was on it all the time, very motivating, and it was a good experience.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Speech?
No.
Can I give these gifts too?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we also have Pam. She was sponsored by Charter Title, and she was also one of those that was, if you noticed everybody's business during this 3 months, and I have it memorized, $30,000, $123,000, and $82,000 that they made in these 3 months, because our goal was, it was hard. I'm not going to tell you, this was my first experience planning something like this. It wasn't easy because all of us are completely go-getters. And so it was difficult in some points to keep everybody motivated, but everyone here was very positive and always try to show up, because we try to have meetings once a week, and kept us going, like Sharon, who's been around forever. But the one thing that we learned is that, you know, when you are working on these things, it's sometimes hard, like to be motivated every day and to make phone calls, that when you have other people who are also doing it along with you, it's just a little bit easier, because you learn about their pains they're going through, or their postcard they sent that, you know, nothing happened with. So I think, like, towards the end was kind of laxing a lot. And I realized that I need to step it up because at the end of June, I started going, okay, market is shifting. I've been having too much fun. And I think it helps when you're talking, even if any of you can find one person in this room, whether it's Nimesh or Chad or whoever, or one of the people you started with that you can keep accountability with every day, you will do better than doing it by yourself. Because sometimes you have days where like, I don't want to do real estate today. And I'm really like, everyone's numbers have improved. And Sharon was the best. I'm winning. Like, you know, like she was motivating all of us like to do better. And
you don't put high D people on a team together.
Yeah,
I don't think I could say.
Yeah, you can say
Okay.
that. And so like, you know, a lot of you have Nikki, right? Who's pouring into you every day, doing this, doing that, doing this. And it's, if you don't take advantage of that, you're the only one losing. Like, even if she says something like door knock, which I hate, do it. Because if you've never done it, try it. Because if you don't try all the activities that are being poured to you, you're never going to know what you like and what you're good at. And you don't have to do all of them, but you just have to find the one you want to do. Right. So I think that enjoy your gift and please thank Sharon. And she was one of our sponsors, which are Sharon Peterson. Okay. And I also have something for Kareen. I don't know if you know Kareen, but she eats very well and she exercises. And so this fits her and for her beach body, you know, and she's very motivating when it comes to her health. I mean, she was always on, like, I'll be eating chocolate and she's eating chicken and rice. Like she's so determined all of us could learn from her motivation on keeping her health. It's amazing. So thank you. And she did amazing, by the way. She made 82,000 in 3 months.
There was the whole year I made last year and I completed it in 3 months. See, everybody can do it.
Everyone can do it. So how did you learn from being on this?
Being, you know, show up and do everything, what you need to do, what you like to do. Make sure you be, you know, sit on your desk. And even if you want to make a phone call or you want to, you know, create some postcard to send out, any activity, just do something. I mean, not just something, but your database, because that's what I see the most business coming from. The referral, the, you know, the people.
Great job,
that you
ladies.
know.
And this
I gotta lead generate. Move on out.
This was from Pat and Tyler. From Pat and Tyler.
Only thing I can say.
Mexican food is winning too, by the way.
Who's Mexican food?
What's Mexican? We don't even get it.
I eat Mexican food. It's still winning.
Oh,
Sure it
okay.
is. Rice and beans are healthy.
Guys, it was a good thing. And the only thing I could say is that most people need to, the best way to motivate yourself is get on something to motivate you. Okay, because you can't motivate yourself like you really want to. A lot of people say, oh, I can do this because I motivate myself. That's a lie. Okay, you can find someone to motivate you.
I'm pushing y'all off stage.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Wait, we got.
Yes, one more. Come on up, come on up.
All right,
Where are you guys going?
I don't know. Y'all don't want to be here so she can accept her award? So funny. Okay, perfect. So Sapna called me and asked Majestic Title to sponsor the listings challenge, and little did I know that she was going to kick butt and actually win it. So I'm super happy to present this iPad. It's purple to you, and a bottle of champagne. I love you. Thanks for being a supporter of Majestic, not only title company, but this woman always calls me and motivates me. She's like, what are you doing today? Are you making your phone calls? Like, she'll you know, bounce ideas off me for ways to get in front of new agents and things like that. So we love you. We appreciate you. Congratulations.
I also want to say something about Majestics. So I met her here and she was doing business here, and anytime you reach out to her, she's very helpful. So it's very easy for me to say, what are you doing? Like, you know, she's always helpful to us, along with Patton. And if you have a problem, you have a question about title, they will answer you right away, you know? And so she comes out and she pours into us, and this is very generous. And thank you so much. You know, I'm technology challenged. So I can help you. But thank you for sponsoring us. And by the way, it wasn't just today, like these guys were pouring into us during the process. Like, you know, because Corrine had some issues and she was always, the title companies were always helping. I think there was a land issue. I can't remember now. But so if you have a chance, join the next listing challenge. And I'm kind of thinking that from this, maybe other people will join later and not be so scared to join. And we'll probably do it again. I don't know who will be leading it, but we'll do it again. We'll do it again. Okay. Thank you so much.
This will be very quick.
I know we're running out. Just wanted to say, in a shift, as Chad alludes to constantly, one of the best things you could do as an agent is be positive. It's what we have to deal with. It's where we are at this time right now. Let's work through this together. It's not about interest rates going up and the monthly payment going up. It's got to be about the big why for your buyers and your sellers. What's the reason that you need to move? And so that conversation helps to calm down the idea of my payments going up or the idea that interest rates are higher than they used to be. That's not the issue. The issue is I need a family, a place for my family to be able to live, and I'm here to help you. So staying positive is one of the greatest things that you can do, and we're going to work through this together. So thank you all. I appreciate it.
Yes, you. All right. All right. And our lunch sponsor, come on up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Racinos. This is my escrow officer, Julie Cope. So we have been working together for a few years. We recently made a switch to concierge title. Okay. We were at Stewart together for a few years, and one of the great things that drew me to concierge title was the owner's been in title for 25 years, and she came up with no escrow fees, no notary fees, no processing fees. So it saves your client time and money. Anything else you want to say?
It's a convenience for your customers. And on both sides of the deal, they will save approximately $1,000 on fees. So it's more a client-based title company versus just a title company.
Yeah, so she also wants to make it where her escrow officers have a work balance life. So some of our escrow officers work from home. And for me to come on board, I wanted an office. So she built out an office for me to come on board. So we do have an office, but we'll close your clients wherever they like in the state of Texas or even in another state, as long as the property is in Texas, and we don't charge any fees for that. So it was very enticing for me to come over because it saves your clients time and money. And it's just, I don't know if there's any other title company doing it, but it's, yes, ma'am.
So with all due respect, if you take out those fees, how come
Title policy.
so
Mhm.
is that something that's trending because you just said, I don't know if the other company.
Well, I will tell you, there is one other one that the owner of Concierge, she started the company and she's the one that started their process of it. I don't know if there's any in Texas. She's actually from Austin. So we've been in Austin for 5 years. So we're just moving into the Houston market right now. So we have an office in Southeast Houston and then now in Richmond.
Where's your location exactly?
It's like in downtown Richmond.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, or they'll come to
1611 South Street.
Yeah, we
Yes,
have them
we
over
have
there.
brochures and business cards.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you
And your
guys so
lunch is
much.
in the-
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
guys for lunch. We appreciate it.
Thank
You so
you.
much. Appreciate it as well. Thank you guys for all joining online. See you next week at Veranda for our team meeting.